Sweet Loud Melonoman, I'm Lunatic's Delight, and welcome back to Cinders, picking up where we left off, finding out what this shady character's secrets are. Are you sure about this, Cinders? Don't worry, we're all friends here after all. Alright, let's stop here and talk. Not exactly a hiding place, middle of the town, eh, love? Sure could use some more privacy. I'm not going to give you a chance to escape now, and don't try anything stupid. The captain's right on the other side of the street. Remember that. Fine, you little devil. I'll tell you what I know. Just don't yell if I can't remember all the details. I've short memory. You've heard my question already. What was the message you brought to Carmosa? A dashing young gentleman like yourself should have no trouble recalling the last few days. Blazing hell, lassie. You and your adder's tongue. I remember. So I was out in the woods, resting me head on the ground, enjoying the peace and quiet that only nature can bring. Calm shimmer of the lake, away from the wickedness. Don't digress. Of the city, sleeping like a brat I was. Do you often sleep outdoors? Why were you sleeping by the lake? Now that's a mighty good question, isn't it, love? Can't say I know the answer, though. I just woke up there. Oh, a magical place. The pond in the woods. Me auntie used to tell me stories of... Get back to the topic, will you? But I'm on it. I woke up and heard voices. I thought 'twas just like me auntie's stories of fair folk, you know? Made of light and wisp. Prettier than the finest ladies they are. But there were no wisps. And what happened then? I hid. What else? This head's still upon this neck because I know when it's time to jump into the bushes. You know what I mean. Who were those people? Ah, an excellent question, Bertie. My gut tells me you'll love this. 'Twas the noble Captain Perrault, and he was talking to the prince. The prince was talking with Perrault in the woods? It seems a bit strange, doesn't it? What were they talking about? Oh, some posh problems of the rich folk. Too much free time's bad for the head. Our future, His Royal Highness, kept on binding about wenches of all things. How they're all empty-headed or boring to talk to. The prince was discussing women? That he was. Very unkingly of him, if you ask me. And foolish, too. Who cares if the bird's dumb or dull? That's not what I want from me wenches. Ah, grimy. Yes, wonderful. And then back to the subject, please. What did they speak of? The captain said something about rules, but I didn't hear the part with my head still spinning and the water shimmering so loud. Don't know what they meant, but the prince was mighty happy and said something about the ball, the grand ball. He got some idea in that royally empty head of his. I heard it's 'cause of them crowns. Very bad for the head. Anyway, there was a new idea that he'd liked. The grand ball? Doesn't sound familiar. That's the excuse they made up so the kings and princes can pick their wenches like vegetables in the market. Only regular folk don't crown cucumbers Only regular folk don't crown the cucumbers they bought as queens. At least not as often. So it's a tradition? Yeah, that. They always use that fancy name if something doesn't make any sense anymore. So what was the prince's new idea? It was about masks, making all the ladies wear them. You mean a masked ball? A masquerade? I didn't know the rich birds were so horrid. Wait, what? Did I read that right? Didn't know the rich birds are so horrid. I don't think it's because of that. Did he say why the masks are so important to him? It had something to do with the elders, the families. Lots of lord and ladies wanting to trade their daughters and only one prince. Too much competition's bad for business and tempers. So he's trying to dodge accusations of being biased. Clever. I knew that. Don't know what's wrong with seeing a nice face, though. And what if the bird's got a pimple right between her eyes? Won't notice nothing with the masks on, unless he wants to oogle their curves. Oh, wow. Oh, bit on the nasty side, nobles. My auntie told me stories. Gossip, really. about the shenanigans going on between them nobles in the palace. Stuff that didn't make a confessor blush. Alright, I get the picture. A masked ball, you say. It makes lots of sense, actually. A prince can pretend he's choosing his bride by judging her more subtle qualities, and there's no way of any of the houses accusing him of favoring one over another. Who knows, maybe he isn't really pretending. Perhaps having a choice is what he really wants? Devilishly clever, love. Glad you got the smarts to see through all that. Saved me time having to explain all that to you. Ball for the noble birds, and they have all the chance, no matter how pimply or horrid. Made me think of Carmosa and her pretty lassies. No, not you, the other wenches. I mean, sisters, your lovely sisters. Figured the old lady would pay the kingly... Figured the old lady would pay with kingly coin for a rumor like that. That's all there is to it. You satisfied, love? My dear friend, this isn't even half the story I wanted to hear. You better get to the more juicy stuff right away. It's all there is to it. I swear on my auntie's pimples. That's disgusting. I mean, pimples are our natural form of like human stuff, but like, yeah. Threaten him, focus on connection with Carmosa, appeal to his morals. I want the information between him and Tobias, I think. So how do I get that out of him? He's already kind of scared of me, so maybe if I threaten him it will work. I'll try it. You know, I'm getting really annoyed by this farce. It's irritating and it makes me wonder about funny things I could do. Funny things she says. Funny how. Call me unconventional, but somehow I think that watching the guards beating your precious secrets out of you would be quite hilarious. I'm sure you and the guard have a long history of mutual love, after all. Or maybe I should go to Carmosa and tell her that you told me everything yourself. Or maybe both. The little devil's back. You go and do that, love, and watch me vanish like bad vapors from the Queen's loo. I'm a fast runner, had a lot of practice. Heard of the place where people walk upside down? Always wanted to visit them. See if they're private... What? Heard of the place where people walk upside down? Always wanted to visit them, see if their private parts lie in their bellies when they walk. Ugh! Okay, I expect you to be a runner, but I doubt even the fastest man could dodge the guards if I start shouting right now. I could play the role of an innocent girl mugged by this lowlife whom everybody knows anyway. With a bit of luck, townsfolk could even lynch you on their own. Fine! There's one thing, a wee detail. Really nothing. Really nothing? I knew this rumor would be worth a lot for the lady, you know. I know her and what she's like. So you did work for her before. What did you do? I might have given her a hand earlier with the ball, love, so she could get in. How? The goose and her ducklings weren't exactly invited. The lady asked me to help them. Okay, this is very familiar to the version of Cinderella I'm familiar with. Help them how? Oh, let's just say it required a bit of quality craftsmanship. You mean you forged invitations for them? Me? Sure I didn't. Me talents knowing folks with their talents of their own. Got them invitations from a friend. Reckoned the old lady's bit dim, as she thought nobody noticed she got in with fake papers. But hey, who is me humbled person to doubt a noble lady in her ways of spending money? And that's how you learned how important the ball was for her? And that's how you learned how important the ball was for her. So when you heard about the masquerade, you told her about that as well. As you said, she could get into the ball with fake papers, but she would risk getting recognized. Not so much if it's a masked ball, and that's why this information was worth so much to her. I see. It's only a wee job. A nil. Only natural this bloke forgot all about it, eh? So this means that she could actually be in deep trouble. Incredible. Carmosa ordered a forgery. This could be my chance. Oi, Lassie, are you even listening? Can I go now? A man can handle only so many stressful events in one day, you realize. This could be my leverage. What? Oh yes, you can do what you wish. You already helped me a lot. Oh, Carmosa, your secrets really are your greatest weakness. Can you imagine? And Carmosa withheld that minor detail from all of us. Who would have thought our friend was such an able business person? He sure gets around. Oh yes, let us concentrate on the aptitude of the unimportant guy. The big problem and potential scandal is not going anywhere anyhow. I'm sorry, Cinders, it's just a big surprise for me, as well as information of some consequence. He is just a vagabond, you see, and everyone recognizes him as one. And I have hired him numerous times, always for some minor and menial tasks, and yet here he is, a sparkling potential criminal mastermind. Who would have... Tobias, concentrate. What is the subject of this conversation? Oh, this is hard. Not him then? Very good. See, you can do it if you try hard enough. Alright, back to the main point. What do you want to do with this newly acquired information? I have no idea yet. Do you think this could get Carmosa into prison? Is this what you want? I'm not sure yet. I'm just weighing my options. Well, in that case, it definitely could be used against her. But would it suffice? I'm not so sure. Do you think I should try to get her arrested? You should be the one to make this decision, just as it will be you to experience the consequences. Would you succeed? What would happen to the house if you did? Those are just some of the factors you should take into consideration. Take your time to think it over. That actually sounds very wise, and not entirely unhelpful. Thank you. I guess I'll go walk around the city and think about it. Sounds like an idea for a pleasant afternoon. Would you care for some company? Oh, but you just said I should be alone thinking. I did. Damn my wisdom. I should have kept my mouth shut. I could enjoy your company a bit longer then. But I agree with your advice. I think I do need some time alone to figure out what my life should be about. Please don't get mad. Take all the time you need. I'll be here if you need me, or if you simply feel like talking. Just remember you don't have to be alone anymore. Thank you. It's new to me. I think this one time I just want to be alone for a little while and think, but I appreciate what you just said a lot. I meant it. I'll be waiting here when you come back. I'll just go and take the most discussed walk this year. I'll just stay here and miss you. Thank you, Tobias. We'll see you soon, my wise man. It's astonishing what a simple walk can do to one's spirits. If I'm going to miss the freedom to do something, then above all else, it's going to be the freedom to wander about whenever I please. When I walk with no specific goal, no destination, I can just switch off and observe my thoughts jumping into their little drawers. With each step, I can feel my muscles relaxing. And strolling through the market has its moments too. I saw the most gorgeous shoes. Not that I could ever afford them. They were crazily expensive. I get that they were imported from the eastern lands, but at prices they should have been... Wow, that's the slippers. I get that they were imported from the eastern lands, but at that price they should be made of diamonds and dragon skin. Who buys something like that? I mean, I know I would if I could, but that's beside the point, right? Forget about it. No reason to dwell on such things. I still haven't decided what to do with my newly gained knowledge. Everything about this business screams that I should use it as leverage, but I don't know how. Not yet. At least it gives me some space, some secure distance from Carmosa, knowing that I know about one of her precious secrets. It's almost sunset. I should be getting back home. So long, Freedom. It was a pleasure. Hope to see you soon. Maybe you could come and visit sometime? Or at least write? Sarcasm. Can I only go home? I can only go home. Okay. Back to the same old. This feels almost like coming back to prison and out of my own will. After 2 such wonderful days of freedom, it's depressing to know I need to go back to my ordinary life. There, out in the real world, I can meet amazing people, have actual friends. Here, I'm trapped between Carmosa's plots and her poor daughter's bitterness. Sometimes I wonder, what if I were to vanish into the woods? Would anyone notice or care? Maybe that's the answer, getting lost in the wilderness, befriending an uncivilized but noble tribe of rather short miners, becoming their princess. That's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And spending the rest of my days being adored, praised, and get a grip on yourself, Cinders. At least I learned some really interesting things today. Interesting and possibly dangerous for Carmosa. Maybe it's going to be my wild card in this game. Sometimes I wonder if all families are like mine, broken and conflicted and utterly unpleasant, or is it just a nobility thing? I'm really tired. It's time to go to bed. And tomorrow morning, I can't wait. It will be a bliss. Meanwhile, at the palace. You have summoned me, my prince? That I did. You must be wondering why I wanted to see you at this hour. Surely you've guessed it must be about something important. I just remembered that I was calling him Prince Basil. Okay. I will have to ask you to make an important decision, and I will not be expecting you to give me your answer right away. My lord? Let me explain, Perrault. As you know, we live in a time of transition, and my father's death changed many things. Being so close to our family, you are aware that the old king spent most of his days trying to compromise between extremes, a balance between order and freedom. With little success, despite his best wishes, all his freedom remained. With little success, despite his best wishes, all his life he remained an autocrat. Don't know what that means, but okay. This is why it has been my wish, my vision, to change the kingdom in such a way as to eliminate the need to compromise between freedom and order altogether. In other words, Perrault, I want reforms, but I am sure you know this. I do, my prince. I have known you long enough to be able to learn about the qualities of your character. I want to give the people a constitution, Perrault. I don't want them to be subjects, I want them to be citizens. I see. This will not make you more popular among the nobles, sire. If that's even possible. You are not a king yet, my lord, and there's some unrest amongst the nobles. Among the nobles. I wouldn't announce your plans just yet. They make you an easy target. Yes, they do. That's exactly why I need your protection. You already have it. You know I would give you my... I can't friggin' talk! You already have it. You know I'd give my life serving the crown. I am your sword and shield, my lord. Yes, my friend, I know that, but these are a different kind of enemies I'm going to face during my reign. I will be giving people more freedom, but that means taking away some of my old, precious order. The nobles won't stand for it. They will want my head. They wouldn't dare. Of course not. That would give me a reason to ask for their heads. They will not do anything openly. Do you understand now what I speak of, Perrault? So you want me to spy for you? It is a new battlefield, Captain, the theater of war of our times, and the crown needs you to be our champion. Champion? But it isn't an honorable war. It's a war of lies. It's a war of discretion and intelligence, qualities I know you possess in abundance, not to mention loyalty. Forgive me, my lord, I don't want to come across as naive. I'm simply not accustomed to all the subtleties of ruling. I'm surprised. What would you require of me in this new service? You would have to spend more time at the court, that much is certain. Keep your eyes and ears open, and of course, socialize much more. You would have to trade those blades of yours for an exquisite white gold. You would have to trade those blades of yours for our exquisite white gold cutlery, I'm afraid, and maybe do something about this outfit. All those belts. I see, this is not exactly... It isn't... You don't have to decide right away. Also, you do have a choice. I'm not a tyrant, after all. Should you choose to distance yourself from this lovely mess I am planning for the realm, you can leave your current service with honor and retire. Your patrolling duty is purely ceremonial nowadays, and the guards have their officers. As it is, your position at the court is a manner of empty traditionalism, nothing more. You would send me away? To where? Oh, I'm certain there is some picturesque and lucrative strip of royal land left that I can make account of. How about Middle Hollow? Such a quaint little place. You deserve it. That simple? This is very surprising. It's strange. It's a strange thing to learn that you're not needed. Rubbish, Perrault. The crown needs you. I need you. This is precisely why I'm asking you to make your own decision. If I am to rule this realm, I am to learn how to make difficult choices, and this is my first. I'm not ordering you to become the new Royal Master Spy. I'm giving you a choice. Not only because I know that you wouldn't make a good agent serving me against your own will, but also because you are my friend, Perrault. If that's the case, I'd reckon I'd prefer to be just a subject. It will be enough, Captain. Let us not say things we will regret later. Very well, my lord. Will this be all, my prince? Yes, Captain. Give my proposal some thought. I would have your answer within the next few days. Now go. Okay, well, I think we're gonna end with Sophia yelling at me to get out of bed, because I'm all out of time for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!